Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what it is. Overreaction Monday, the last one of the year, of the season. Man-to-Man pod. Half of the man-to-man pod. I may be. Obviously got my co-host D Butt.
Yes, sir.
What's good, man? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Last night, Super Bowl 55, man. I had the Chiefs winning. You picked the Bucks. What did you think of the game, man? What was your reaction?
You know, it was one of them games where you're going back and forth. You know, whoever you picked, whoever you bet on, I don't think you slept too well, you know, the night before, whether it was Brady, whether it was Mahomes. The boys came out and handled business in Tampa, man. Obviously took the long, hard road to get there. 5 seed, had to go on the road 3 times and win, had to go beat, Breeze in his house, had to go to Lambeau and beat the MVP in his house, and then got rewarded with a home Super Bowl game, man. The boys handled business. And Black History Month, Black History Year. So Bruce Arians with his very diverse staff, obviously having 3 black coordinators, and I'm super, super happy about that. Bowles didn't get enough attention this offseason. Coaching cycle as a head coach. Byron Leftwich, I don't think he had any interviews, and I'm sure they'll be at the top of the list right now if it started today. So shout out to the Bucks, man. Super Bowl champs. 7th one for Brady. Crazy, man. What you thought about that?
Nah, man. Bucks came out, they whooped their ass, man. That's what it was, man. It was an ass whooping, man. It was an ass whooping, and I obviously thought that Kansas City was going to come in and play a little better than what they did. Not having their 2 starting offensive tackles, you can tell that it was a big factor in the game. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life out there. But again, like you said, shout out to the Bucks, shout out to BA, B. Leftwich, Todd Bowles, the whole staff, man. Coach Rapone, he coached me when I was in AZ. He's a DB coach out there, man. So they came out there with
Goody. Yeah, Goody there
too. Goody. Raj, man. Raj is on the strength staff. He was out there in AZ as well, man. So shout out to them, man. Tampa Bay came out there what they were supposed to do. I don't think, like you just said, Todd Bowles, man, the game plan that they came up with to slow the Chiefs down, and then for the guys to go out there and really execute it, man. That shit was beautiful. Man. And like you said, man, with Tom Brady, man, he got 7 of those things, man. 7 of those things, man. Like he
7. That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy. 7, 5 Super Bowl MVPs. Definitely up there, man. The GOAT, man. He's special.
We done had that conversation a couple times. We gonna get back to it.
He's special.
For him. And obviously, quarterbacks, they get too much credit, too much praise. And when they take L's, they probably get too much blame. But that's just kind of part of the position, part of what comes with it. And going into this game, one of the reasons I went with the Bucks, obviously, you could have went with either team. But one of the reasons I went with the Bucks is because I felt like they had got to this point, especially in the postseason, kind of almost in spite of Brady's play. He threw, didn't play great against the Saints, put up some great numbers against the Redskins, against the football team. And then in Lambeau, he went through 3 second-half interceptions. But that defense continued to show up, especially that latter part of the season. After that bye week, they lost week 12 to the Chiefs, and then they didn't lose again. And they got hot at the right time. We talk about it all the time on this show, getting hot at the right time, peaking at the right time. And obviously it's the first year of them all being together, so they, getting on the same page. And they did that, man. And I had to bet on Brady saving his best performance for last. And we had D-Mac on the show. He was the last guest that we had on the show, Devin McCourty. Obviously played a ton of years with Brady. And he said it out his own mouth. Hey, Brady, the difference between him and the other great quarterbacks is that he don't when it comes to winning, he don't mind going and throwing for 210 yards and winning the Super Bowl. And that's what he did last night. Went out, threw for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But they ran for over 140 on the ground, controlled it, and defense handled business. So, man, shout out to that whole team. Obviously, Brady's going to get a lot of credit, as he should. 7 out of, 10 now?
7 out of 10.
Man.
70%.
You can't say enough about that, man. But talk about the Chiefs a little bit, man. Obviously, Andy Reid was dealing with, real personal issues with his son being in the situation he's in. Obviously, more importantly, the 5-year-old girl that's still fighting for her life. But do you feel like that played any role in this game?
Man, I said that to you yesterday. I felt as though somehow, some way that was going to affect the, I don't know, maybe the play calling, the players with that noise just being out there. And then obviously, just again, like you said, with the 5-year-old girl, definitely have her and her family in our prayers. But of course, I had to play a part in it. You think about it, Andy Reid, where obviously they've been dealing with different issues that's been noted throughout the years. But your son, your son, I think under the influence, had an accident, and this young lady, she's fighting for her life. So as a father, you have children. So on both ends of the spectrum, you know what I mean? Like, of course, you're thinking about that. And then, with his son being on that coaching staff, I know the guys, they're thinking about that. So I definitely think it played. I'm not sure how much, but I definitely think it did play a part in yesterday's game. But we're not going to take away from the way Tampa Bay came out and just, again, like I said earlier, just came out, whooped their ass, man. So
yeah, they dominated.
They dominated, yeah. From the defensive line, offensive line, like you said, with them running the ball. But definitely think it played a part in last night's game. How about you?
Yeah, for sure. Played a part. And we know as players, we always have different things going on in our lives when we step between those lines. And a lot of times, we can, compartmentalize and lock in for those 3-4 hours and do what it takes to be a football player. You're still gonna do your job as a pro. Obviously, Andy been a pro for a long time, but you're human, so you're definitely gonna be thinking about that. And I know one part of the game that stands out to me, and I mentioned it last night on Twitter when the game was going on. That timeout they called, was like a 3rd and 2, right before the half when Brady went down. He got points, which he usually does right before the half, but they helped him out. Called a timeout on 3rd and 2. I felt like it was kind of arrogant. They were trying to get the ball back. Betting on their defense, I guess, to get a stop and get the ball back from Mahomes and try to get some points for the Chiefs, but that ended up being a huge mistake. And then just the game plan. I mean, you had Edwards-Helaire back when he did get his opportunities. I felt like he was getting 5, 6, 7 a pop at minimum. So I feel like, especially with knowing you coming in with a banged up O-line, knowing you got some dogs on the edge with Tampa, you gotta kind of try at least to establish that run early. And I don't know if you remember the Super Bowl last year. They came back and won, but like they ran the ball a decent amount. I want to say almost like 30 times the Chiefs ran that ball, and we talk about it all the time. Defense and a running game, that when it comes down to winning these championships, that's what it's going to come down to. Obviously, you got, best quarterback on the planet, most would say, but you still got it. You can't be one-dimensional against a play caller like Todd Bowles. But Bowles, we got to keep going back to him and his defense and the plan that he had in place. And then the players execute. Levante David did a great job on Kelsey all night, it's not 2 linebackers in the league that you can put on Kelsey all night. Obviously, he has the numbers, but, Mahomes was throwing it all night. But he did a great job. Devin White did a great job. And just that whole, obviously up front, they had Mahomes. I think he ran, next gen stats said he ran like 500 yards behind the line of scrimmage last night. So can't say enough about that performance, man. Wire to wire, defense front to back. McCourty picked the Bucs as well. Obviously going with Brady, I picked the Bucs. You went with the Chiefs, and obviously you can't, that wasn't a bad pick at all. But showed up in a big game, man.
No, for sure.
First time.
Yeah. So talk about I know there's been a lot of talks about some of the refs and the calls last night.
Oh,
I think it was some ticky tack calls as far as like pass interference, DPI. What do you think? How you think they played a big part in it? Not. What's your opinion?
it's tough as a player. Regardless of what that final score is, you're always kind of thinking like if certain calls or certain plays don't necessarily go your way, you like, damn, man, I felt like that could have changed the game right there. So I feel like one of those moments in the game was when the Badger got that pick off the Chris Jones tip pass, and then
Yep.
they called the holding on Ward, I believe.
Yep.
That was a little ticky tack, especially in the Super Bowl. That was a little ticky tack for sure. Was it the right call? Maybe, yeah, but I mean, it's a call. Is that a call we want to see on Super Bowl Sunday? No, absolutely not. The deep ball to Evans, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a PI. DB panicked, but then when they ran it back, he was kind of looking back, and you got the feet tripped
You
up.
got tripped up. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a bad call, but the ref seeing it live, that was kind of like human error in my opinion. And then the one against the Badger in the red zone with Mike Evans, once again, kind of got a ticky tack. I think the ball was kind of uncatchable, so definitely got some calls. But would I say the refs handed them the game? No, it was too much of a dominant performance. No touchdowns all night. Up into the fourth quarter, I want to say Mahomes was like 0 for 9 on third down passing. So, if it was a close game, they won by a touchdown, they won by 10, maybe I could say, okay, the refs helped them out. But I can't put this one on the refs. As players, coaches, we got to control what we control, and it was just an ass whooping in my opinion. What you think?
Nah, I'm with you. Definitely some tic tac calls where I feel like you should let those guys play, like you said, man. Super Bowl, and at that point in time, you never know where the game is going to go. You know what I'm saying? You obviously we can we can talk about it now because we know what the outcome was, but during the game, you just gotta. I think it's one of them things too where the refs they have their meeting and be like, look, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to call this game. We're going to let these guys play. But at the end of the day, if they see it as a pass interference PI, you got to do what you got to do and call it. But again, I think some of them were ticky tack. And again, you never wanted to come to the hands of the refs. You wanted you want the guys on the field to battle out and let them make the decision. But at the end of the day, it was a old fashioned. And what they call the Donnybrook. It was a Donnybrook, man. So sure. Another topic, man. You seen Brady and Honey Badger getting at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see Tom and Honey Badger getting after it, man. I like that. Two fiery competitors. And then D-Mac was talking about it where, Tom, what he's going to do, he's going to find what 3-2 is. He's going to find what 3-2 is. So whatever it was, they was going back and forth. Tom Brady ran up on him, man. Got in his face, man. But I love it. That's what the game is about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all respect at the end of the day. And I like to see that.
Yeah, I loved it, especially on the biggest stage. Like you said, two fiery competitors, two champions. Honey Badger was voted as the team MVP for Kansas City last year. I love it. I love to see it. I don't know what exactly was said, but it looked like it had to be something kind of personal. Badger went up to him, put his finger in his face. Brady went down. A lot of people don't really. I mean, you see Brady yelling, at the refs or at his teammates, but Brady got some gangster in him for sure. Definitely got some assassin in him. I think that kind of turned him up a little bit too.
And then when your teammates see that too, like you know what I'm saying, they give them a little push, a little bit more extra energy too. You know what I mean?
That's
where our leader out there talking cash money, like
That's a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the fact. I love it. Biggest stage, like you said, some of the best competitors we got in our game. That's what we want to see, and we want to see the players be able to hash it out on the field. But I loved it, man. I loved it personally. I loved it. We was over here hype. I was watching the game. My brothers, pops came over.
Yeah,
we definitely hyped about that. It was like, hey, man, I don't know if you want to poke that bear badger. I know, I know you the landlord, but Brady ain't paid rent in a long time, so
Man,
it's gonna be real. But yeah, Brady turned up, man. And shout out to the Chiefs too, man. They had we know how hard it is to repeat. You done been to that Super Bowl twice. You done won it. You done lost it. And it's a reason why people don't go back to back. And it's tough, but they had a great season. Got there, didn't win, didn't dominate how a lot of people wanted them to all season. But as we know, they getting wins. Most Sundays. So for them to get back to this stage, big salute to them as a team, as an organization. I'm sure we'll see them back again.
No question. Then again, to piggyback off that, shout out to Patrick Mahomes, man. Like some of the throws that he was making last night, running for his life. The young boy is special. The young boy is special, man. But shit, he had the OG. He couldn't get past the OG last night. Couldn't get past the
OG, man. But that one throw where he was like parallel to the ground.
Yeah. Hit my man right in the face. Yeah, hit him in his face, man. Hit him in the face. Yeah.
Yeah, so that man, he's special. Like I said, we'll definitely see him in there again. I don't think personally we ever see somebody go to 10 Super Bowls, win 7. I don't think I'm gonna see that again in my lifetime personally. But the question is, hey, especially coming into this game, can Mahomes catch Brady as the GOAT? Can he surpass him as the GOAT? What's your thoughts on that?
If we saying, can he catch him as far as like the GOAT winning 7 Super Bowls? I think that's going to be tough. I don't think he'll be able to do that. Obviously, I think obviously where the game is going, he's going to throw for X amount of numbers. He's going to have X amount of touchdowns and things of that nature. But as far as GOAT status, Tom Brady has 7 rings. We might not see that. We might not see that. That's tough.
What about so not the rings, because who knows if like LeBron, for instance, ever catches Jordan, but I feel like it's a large part of the sports world that would consider LeBron a GOAT at this point. What he's doing, numbers wise, career wise, peak wise, standing his peak for as long as he have. So maybe not on the championship side. I don't think he has a chance catching Brady in that regard. But as far as like, okay, what do we feel as a sports community? I feel like Mahomes can catch him?
It's tough right now because Mahomes is going to be great. You know what I mean? If he stays on the track and the path that he's on right now, like he's going to break records. And if he has the longevity that Brady has, we know how this game is. Like Brady, I don't know what type of water he's drinking, but it's crazy how he's 43.
12 water, yeah.
43 and he's still doing what he's doing, but it's going to be tough to see. I think he has a chance. I'm not going to sit and say that he doesn't. I think he has a chance to. And again, that's for everybody. When you talk about that GOAT discussion, it's different for everybody. Like, somebody can be like, oh, he the GOAT because he has 7 rings, or he's the GOAT because he went to 10 Super Bowls, or he's the GOAT because X, Y, and Z. But just when you think about the game of football, like Tom Brady is in that position. Tom Brady is at the top. You know what I mean? So can Patrick Mahomes get there? I think he'll definitely get in that conversation. Now, can he dethrone Brady? We'll have to see.
Man, I don't even think he get in the conversation. Even if they go back, let's say these two teams match up again next year.
You say you don't think he'll get in the conversation?
Nah, I don't think so. I think we won't forget this.
Are you? So that's what I'm saying. You're basing it off of the 7 rings, right, and 10 Super Bowls.
That's more than every other organization in the National Football League. That's something that can't be like as one player, and then for him to leave, because a lot of people, like you said, the Brady Belichick conversation.
You just said take the rings out of it. So we taking the rings out.
I never said that.
You just said that.
I didn't say that.
You said regardless. You said besides the ring.
No, I'm not taking the rings out. At the quarterback position, I feel like they always going to be judged on how many rings. That's why Marino's not in the GOAT conversation. I mean, when he came into the league, he was something that he was like the Mahomes of the NFL. That it was something that they had never seen before. He was throwing for 5,000 yards in the 80s, like Aaron Rodgers. Even like we talked about his numbers, his pass rate, and all that stuff. I don't think he would be in the GOAT conversation anymore, honestly, especially after this year. What Brady's done when he did this year, I feel like the GOAT conversation should have kind of been over already. But after leaving Belichick first, and it's not like he went to, I'm not going to get on. He went to the lowest percentage winning team and won it. Nah, this Tampa Bay team was stacked. But for him to do what he did this year, I think he kind of ended the conversation forever. That's my opinion.
Right.
I think it's over. I think it's over. I don't think. Yeah, it's over with.
So you said Mahomes when he's not going to even get close to the GOAT conversation.
Nah. I mean, Brady got one less Super Bowl. I heard Dan Orlovsky say this morning. Of all the active quarterbacks combined in the league right now, they have 8, with Breeze included.
Yeah,
Brady got 7. So to even think, like, obviously Mahomes is great, but at that quarterback, it's so much more that got to go into winning. As you know, I'm preaching to the choir. It's so much more that go into winning a championship. Shit, winning the game, but winning a championship than quarterback play. So Mahomes can be great, but those quarterbacks are going to be judged by championships. You know, whether it's fair or not, they're going to be judged by the championship. So let's say he gets 4.
I mean,
I don't think he's been. Even if his talent is higher than Brady's ever was, I still don't think he's in that conversation. He won't be in my conversation.
So that's what I'm. So that's what I'm saying. Like you saying, like his talent could be greater than Brady's, and he can have 4 rings. You know what I'm saying? But he'll never even reach the GOAT conversation. I mean, I'm not saying he wins, but I'm just talking.
Okay, the conversation. He'll be in the conversation just because we like to talk about shit.
Just because
just because we like to talk about shit. But realistically, man, anybody that I think most, I mean, this is, I don't think it would it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, it's special. I mean, 7 rings, 10 Super Bowls, it's special. Like, I mean, we'll see. You know, Mahomes, this is second Super Bowl.
Second Super Bowl appearance, already got
how many years? What year is this for him?
This is his 3rd year starting? 3rd year starting? Yeah, he got 2 Super Bowl losses in his career, both to Tom Brady. So even that, like we're not gonna forget that. You know what I mean? So
how many? Hey, that shit is impressive. I mean, don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, you want to go to the big game and you want to win that big game. Like you said, that shit is hard to get to the top. Mm-hmm. It's hard to get to the top. Shit, like we gonna see. Tom Brady the GOAT though.
Let me see what they say. Let me see what they say in the chat, man. If y'all okay, Brady has beat him. Yep, he can fight for runner. I agree with that, Jimmy.
Yeah, so that he's in the discussion.
Ashley said he disqualified from GOAT status when he brought that MAGA hat to work. I give you that. A little before we knew exactly who Trump was. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little embarrassed, but I met Trump when I was a Patriot. This was years and years ago. That was when we thought Trump was cool.
And you dapped him up, gave him a hug. Hey, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture with you. Hey,
this when he was in rap songs and shit, and everybody thought Trump was cool. I'm standing at the Trump doing this and that. This dude ran for president, switched it all the way up. But I'm gonna leave that where it's at. But who else we got? Mahomes needs 8 to beat it. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't agree with that. What else we got, man? But yeah, man.
Tone put something up here. I don't want to.
What did he put in here?
He put He said you're a ring guy and I'm a stat guy. I'm not a stat guy. I'm not a stat guy. I feel as though stats are important to the game that we play. Stats are important. Obviously, the film got to back it up. But I just don't think that because we do play a team game, that rings shouldn't be. And I don't want to sound crazy because we play the game to get the ring. But since we do play on a team, we play a team sport. Like, we gotta have the pieces around us for us to be able to get to that top. You know what I mean? Because you could be the best player in the world, but your shit around you.
I'd rather have a game manager at the quarterback position. Everybody knocks the game manager label, right? I'd rather have, and this is what Tom Brady's been.
Who's a game manager?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's a game manager?
At 1,000%. He's a game manager. He manages the game. He's going to check and get you into the right play. Just like we had McCourty on here saying, like, hey, he'll throw for 210 yards if that means winning the Super Bowl. Threw for 200 yards last night. He's going to get you in the right plays. He's not worried about being that guy. And you might not say it, I'll say it. The guy you played with 18, he wanted to be the reason that they won the damn ring. That's what it looked like from my standpoint. Now, is he in the GOAT conversation?
Yeah.
Not at this point, no.
Right.
But with Tom Brady being the game manager, and then when it comes to the big moments, he makes the plays. Right before half, those hitting points, always tries to get them. Very efficient in the red zone. Even when it comes to like quarterback sneaking for 4th and inches, 3rd and like those are like pivotal moments in games. That's the difference between winning and losing. Taking care of the ball, not turning it over. Like I said, up until this point, getting to the Super Bowl, he wasn't doing a great job of that. In the Super Bowl, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I want a game manager at the quarterback position. Do I want a guy that can go and throw for 400 or 500 yards? I mean, that's cool, but we look at Aaron Rodgers. He throws for a ton of yards, ton of touchdowns, all this stuff. But in the big moments, the big situations, I mean, I'm not gonna say he chokes, but he hasn't stepped up and made the same play some of these other guys have. So, I mean, that's my opinion. So, I mean, take it for what it is. Take it for what you take it for. But I don't think we ever see anything like this again.
No, it's special. It's special. It definitely is. 7 rings, 10 appearances.
10, yeah, y'all can have the stats. I want the wins. I want the chips. So, what you think Tampa need to do this offseason to run it back?
Shit. Have an offseason. Have OTAs.
You got
come to OTAs and get ready.
You got Shaq Barrett, free agent.
Yeah.
Who else? Godwin a free agent. I think God was a free agent. He was kind of a ghost last night.
Shit. The playoffs really.
He was inconsistent early in the playoffs, and I think Tom was kind of like. Now that's another thing. As a quarterback, you got to know, like, Gronk hasn't been a big part of the game, playing a big part of the whatever all season long. You get into the Super Bowl, you get on that big stage, he shows up, 2 tugs, like AB tug, like, come on, man.
And then you still got OJ Howard coming back off an injury.
Yeah.
So I think regardless of what you bring that defense back. You gotta get Shaq Barrett back. You gotta bring him back. Find out what you can do. Agree to something. Get him back, and then you bring Brady back, and with
that bag too.
Who Shaq Barrett?
Barrett, yeah, as he should.
He had the right tackle.
Shit,
in a blender last night. I feel sorry for him, but I'm like, shit. Hey, it was ugly. I'm talking about inside move, outside move, like whatever he wanted to do. Shit, it was all she wrote.
He had him in that blender, man. And then Andy Reid ain't help him out, man. With that lack of, like I said, you can't have a backup tackles and you drop it back every time.
And then they was trying to chip, and I'm looking at them like they missing the chips. I'm like, shit, bro. Like, all you gotta do is hit him in that, just give him a little something. But I think I kind of said it before, and I don't know, you ain't look at me crazy. I was like, yo, the Tom Brady and the Bucs gonna do something this year.
You did.
I should have. I don't know why I ain't go with them, but I just feel as though they gonna rock again, man. I think they'll be right in the hunt again next year.
Yeah, I mean, for them to figure this stuff out, I feel like it's probably the worst we'll see that team as constructed. We saw them this year, and it's crazy because they walked away with Lombardi, but it took them a while to kind of get on the same page. Even kind of BA and Tom. You saw some kind of some rough patches throughout the season. They got on that same page. The defense, I feel like they kind of been on point, and they stepped it up. And obviously, you got a quarterback who turned the ball over a lot last year with Jameis. So then you replace him with Brady, who takes care of the ball. That was the missing piece, obviously. I think if I'm them, I try to either draft or acquire, a top-notch corner, another interior D lineman. Obviously you talked about re-signing Shaq. I think that's number one on the priority list. I see them with that O-line. Because that O-line, it won't be talked about much, but that O-line dominated. That Bucs O-line dominated the game. Ran for over 140. Their D-line dominated the game. Once you get to this championship, man, them trenches, it's trench warfare in there. So you keep
Dominic Sue out there. He's still playing at a high level.
He's still moving. So look like Sue look like, this might be, obviously, he's been doing it for a long, long time. So I definitely draft a young replacement for him. But, it's not too many holes to fill. You got some more good guys you got to sign back. Do you try to bring back Godwin or you try to bring back AB to be your 2 next year?
AB?
Yeah, I'm with you.
AB. You bring AB back, man. You get him on off season with Brady. You got Mike Evans. You got AB, then not knowing what Gronk gonna do. OJ Howard, Brait, Leonard for. So I think Leonard he signed a 1-year deal, huh?
I think he did. Yep.
He signed a 1-year deal.
He made some money.
He made some money. Yeah.
He made some money. He showed up, especially last night. I haven't seen Fournette run like that since probably his LSU days, to keep it real. Maybe rookie year, but he was toting that thing last night, man. Played physical. Definitely happy for him, man. So he definitely made him some money and kind of fresh too. Splitting a lot of carries. Rojo all season. I think going into next season, I try to sign him too. And with signing these guys, if you sign Fournette, if you sign AB. Gronk probably even run it back for 1 more year. Like, you're not gonna have to pay him necessarily top dollar because they want to make that run.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get that last run with Brady. So Tampa Bay set up good, man. What about
that's what I say. I'm like, you don't got to do too much. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Don't try to go in there and reinvent the wheel. Shit. Sit them boys down, but look, man, let's run this shit back. Like, obviously, I want the guys to get their bread, though. You know what I'm saying? So don't be taking no.
Don't be taking no two teams
discount. Yeah. But definitely, if you're in a good situation, you got to realize you're in a good situation.
What about the Chiefs? Anything they do but just get healthy?
I think get healthy. I think that's one of the main things. Get healthy. I think as far as they got the weapons. O-line was fairly well up until this point, and obviously that was injuries. I think on the defensive side, though, I think you could get an outside rusher. I think you get you an outside rusher. I know you got I think you got Frank Clark over there. Yeah. You got Chris Jones in the inside. But I think you get you an outside rusher and kind of help with that as well. But other than that, man, get healthy, man.
And Levante Davis free agent too. I didn't know that. Definitely got to sign him back. He's been a long haul. Long time. He's been one of the best interior linebackers in the league. Even when you had Kuechly and Bobby Wagner, like Levante David was right in that conversation. For the football people who really watch the game, David's kind of always been in that conversation. Definitely got. So they got some big decisions to make because David, he gonna want that bag which he deserves. Barrett gonna want that bag which he deserves. So yeah, you guys, Jason Light got some work to do, man. But
they gonna make it happen though.
Yeah,
they gonna make it happen. Come off the Super Bowl high. I'm sorry y'all we in the pandemic, but out there in Florida, y'all wide open. You can go to Atlanta, they wide open. That damn
What's
Super
it? What's it like, man? After you win that bowl, man. What's that after? I guess in the regular world, obviously you got the
Man,
pandemic, you got the panorama going on right now. But what's it like
man,
winning that thing?
shit, unbelievable, bro. I would say that 48 hours was so crazy. From, I was in Miami when we won, so we won the game. We went back to the hotel, said what's up to mom and pops for about 45 minutes, and then we was on South Beach. They said the bus is leaving for the airport around 8 o'clock. You see boys pulling up in taxi cabs. It was no Uber at that time, but boys pulling up taxi cabs, still with their suits on at 7:45. Get on that plane, party on the plane. It was beautiful. And then every city you go to, it's the Super Bowl champs in the building. So you getting that Super Bowl love. I know I had me and Cato threw a party in DC. Rob threw a party in Atlanta. That All-Star weekend was in Vegas that year, so we hit that up. I think Raheem threw a junk in Philly. We went to
Y'all boys on tour for real.
Yeah, we went to Puerto Rico for Memorial Day. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. So that's what they be talking about, like the Super Bowl hangover. Is that that whole off-season OTAs, boys is just enjoying it as you should. You know what I mean? But they gonna have fun with it. Be safe though.
Yeah, I don't know how safe they're gonna be down in Florida because we've been down. We've been outside of probably Atlanta and Texas. I say we third on the COVID. They acting like it ain't even happened down here, but
That shit crazy. That
see,
shit
man,
crazy.
be safe, man. I want to bring up something else in the game last night. Antoine Winfield Jr. When he got that, who played outstanding as a rookie safety. He threw them deuces up.
Yeah.
I put out a tweet. I said, "Hey, well worth it. That pitch on the ground tomorrow gonna be so hard." And then he spoke about it after the game. Talking about the first game with Tyreek backflip, threw the deuces up on them. You ever had a situation like that in your career where somebody did something you kind of put in your back pocket, like, all right, when I see this motherfucker again, I got something for him.
Nah, not like that. It was I had one guy that I used to always go at it with, man, and we ended up being teammates later on in my career, and we talked about it. But Kasim Osgood, man, he was a monster special teams
I was about
player.
to say he should be in the hall for special teams.
He was a monster. He was a gunner, 6'5", 200 some pounds, and I was out there trying to jam him. But I love what I seen last night, man. Like you said, like you got a guy running, throw to your deuces, and then flipping the end zone. Like, yeah, all right, we're gonna see you again. And when I see you, it's gonna be that. So when he did that last night, I loved it. That's what it's all about, the competition. Somebody do you dirty, you want to do them dirty as well. So
yeah, I loved it too, man. He got his get back on the biggest stage. So yeah, I loved it. Young boy, rookie year, come in, get a Super Bowl, start and play the big role in that defense. So yeah, man, I loved it, and I can't wait to see that thrown up on the gram, man.
yeah.
But yeah, man, that Super Bowl. I mean, I wanted a better game, honestly, but I can definitely appreciate a masterful defensive performance from the coach. If a coach should get MVP, Todd Bowles would get it. Should get it.
No question.
Yep. Leftwich did a phenomenal job as well. And once again, I think it's a big win for the black coaches, that very, very diverse coaching staff out in Tampa. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to BA. Y'all throw some more comments in here, man. We're gonna talk about some other stuff. Some of these awards, I get to these awards too.
For sure. Yeah. Again, man, shout out to both teams, man. Hell of a season, man. Tampa Bay, y'all did your thing. Kansas City, man, y'all had a great run. We'll see y'all next year. But let's hop in these awards.
Well, hold on. I gotta take my
My man, drinking that water all night. Can't hold it. Nah, but we gonna when he get back, we're gonna talk about these awards. MVP, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year. Y'all give us some of y'all thoughts on that. Then we're gonna tap into this Hall of Fame as well, this Hall of Fame class. If everybody agreed on that, so it's gonna be some good shit. Hey, Trill, yeah, we're gonna break some film down for y'all for sure. We're gonna get on here, me and D-Bub, we've been talking about it. We're gonna break some film down, so we'll definitely give you a breakdown on that, how we'll do that. We definitely want to we're gonna go down and we're gonna talk about different coverages. So next year around this time, y'all know exactly what y'all talking about. We'll give you guys some verbiage that we normally use. On cover 1, cover 0, cover 2, 3, 4, all this good stuff, fire zone. So, and we're gonna break it down for you really well. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout. What's some questions y'all got in here? Maybe, do you think Mahomes and Reed will change up their schemes moving forward or keep airing it out no matter what? They will keep doing what they're doing, man. Shit, it's working for them. I think obviously yesterday they didn't score a touchdown, but I think not having their two starting tackles played a big part in that. But Andy Reid, he's good at what he does. Him and Eric Bieniemy, as far as calling the plays, setting that offense up, and Patrick Mahomes. He does what he does. So I see them still, they're going to keep doing what they do. The merch is definitely coming, Tom.
Ooh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. What else we got, man? I can't wait to start breaking that film down until I heard you answer that question.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody joining, too. I wonder what we're going to have to do from March. We're going to have to switch it up because Periscope, I think, is supposed to end in March.
Let me see that.
We had a bunch of people, Coach Display, you and Bob, the Man Cave. Bunch of people on here today, man. We was over 1,200 at one point, but shout out to everybody here, man. Like the stream, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go ahead and give us that 5-star review. This will also be up as a podcast later on tonight. Appreciate all y'all, man, especially the day ones. We see y'all in here.
Yeah, Adrian, man, that's it, man. Over top, man. Two set of eyes over Tyreek, man. But what the crazy thing about it, everybody don't have that front four that can deliver the rush. So when you don't have that front four, you gotta implement some other things, 5-man, 6-man pressures. So everybody not as lucky as Tampa Bay to have guys who can get after the quarterback.
For sure. When you add them people to the rush, like you only got so many resources on that field as a defense. So when you take some resources from coverage, you add them to the rush. And obviously, if you can only rush 4, you got more resources in coverage. And when you got 2 dogs out there like Kelsey and Hill, obviously Hill, he gonna give you that quick death. He gonna end you. You saw in week 12 when he went for 200 in the first quarter. Kelsey, he kind of give you that slow death, the kind of death by 1,000 cut. So if I had to pick one as a coordinator, I'd take that one. I give up 12, 13 catches for 130 yards. That's not going to kill me. So I think they masterful game plan once again. But, you got to have them dogs up front. Kind of how San Fran had last year. They had the 4-man rush. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. So, let's tap into these awards, man. And see you agree if you disagree. Obviously, MVP went to Aaron Rodgers.
We both had him.
Yep. Hell of a season. Hell of a regular season. Defensive player of the year. It was a lot of talk out there with Aaron Donald and TJ Watt. I think we both had Xavier and Howard. And then I seen you tweeted something about, Aaron Donald, like you really can't go wrong giving him not giving him, but him earning the Defensive Player of the Year award. Like, what do you think on that? What was your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, obviously, TJ Watt, led the league in sacks, has some great numbers this year on a very good defense. I can see why he can feel some type of way. Xavier Howard, we like you said, we both had him. Obviously, some DB bias there. I feel like it's very, very, very impressive. You get 10 interceptions. Hasn't been done in the league for 13 years. So since Crow back in 07. But like we said, AD, you know, I feel like all three of those guys had defensive player of the year type years, but almost every year you could give it to AD. He almost like a LeBron. Like you can give LeBron an MVP every year. You can't really argue that. AD with the start that he's off to, I think, Pro Bowl every year. I want to say first team All Pro like every year, but his first year. His trajectory. I said it 2 years ago that he was the best defensive football player, best football player I've ever seen. And I'm sticking with that. I stand by that. So definitely not mad at him winning that. I think he definitely deserved it. JJ Watt throwing up stats, you know, making his statement, which he should. That's big bro. Look out for little bro, man. He had a defense player. Yeah, so I'm not mad at that at all. But yeah, AD definitely deserved that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Most dominant ever.
Yeah, like you said, man, you can't go wrong with that, man. Either way, TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, like you said, we had X, man. So I mean, hats off to those guys, man. Hell of a season. All of them dogs. Offensive player of the year.
Offensive player of the year. I know I had Derrick Henry. You had Derrick Henry too?
Yeah.
We had Derrick Henry. Yeah, could have went, you know. I think, you know, you rush a 2K once again. That's something that has been done, 6, 7 times, maybe 8, I think, all time. So you do that in the passing league. He could have been in the MVP should have been in the MVP conversation as well.
No question.
Travis Kelce could have been in the offensive player of the year conversation. Crazy numbers at the tight end position. Josh Allen, maybe. You had some guys, but I think the right guy got that. And King Henry 2K. So definitely not mad at that at all.
Yeah. Comeback player of the year. I think we all knew who was gonna get that. We had one dumbass voter, who didn't vote for him. And that type of shit right there. So that type of shit right there, like you gotta ask him. I mean, obviously it's his opinion, but come on, bro. Like, but anyways, you know, we knew who that award was going to. Alex Smith, man. Amazing story. Just a lot of grit, grind, man, and determination, man, to get back onto the field. Not for one to suit up and be able to get out there and run, but to actually go out there and play some really, really good ball. After all that he's been through, fear of amputating his leg, man. So shout out to Alex Smith, man.
17, 18 operations on that leg, man. As soon as he suited up and took a snap, he won that award. But so that wasn't even debatable. The one that was debatable, offensive rookie of the year. You know, a lot of people were saying, you know, was it going to be Herbert? Was it going to be Justin Jefferson? Both had phenomenal rookie seasons. Who did you go with on that one? I know who you went with on that one.
I had Justin Jefferson.
Okay, why you went with him?
Man, just the numbers and what he's been doing, you know what I'm saying? And obviously with Diggs leaving, going to Buffalo, he's coming in, having to fill some shoes, man. And just the records he's breaking out there as far as Minnesota rookie receiving records, man. He was just a big-time player for them. And, you know, being a receiver, man, it could be tough in this league, but for a young boy to come in and do what he did, I thought he deserved it.
Yeah, well, Adrian agreed with you. Jay Jettas all the way. He was I'll probably say top 8 receiver in the league this year. But in my opinion, it's harder to play the quarterback position. Much harder, in my opinion, especially with the rules how they are today with receivers. Justin Herbert came in and he was a top 8 quarterback, in my opinion. And to be a top 8 quarterback is much more impressive to me. Been a top 8 receiver in the National Football League. He did that, and not even without having a real offseason as a quarterback. That's a bigger deal than it is any other position, I think. And then not even really coming into the season being a starter, supposed to be the starter. If we didn't have, you know, the doctor who poked our man up, he wouldn't even probably got that opportunity that early in the season. So for him to step up and do what he did, even from his first start, taking Kansas City Chiefs to finish champs to overtime, to play the way he had. Shout out to Pep Hamilton once again, his quarterback coach and the play callers out there, man. So I had to get at the Herbert, and I think the right guy got that. But if they would have split it, I wouldn't have been mad. But I think you got to give it to one Justin Herbert for sure. For sure.
And
for sure. If you do that draft over, Who you taking that one? You taking Burrow or Herbert?
Um, you gonna take two. You gonna take two. I mean, I still rock with Burrow. I think Burrow, he's gonna be a good one in the league. You know what I mean? Before his injury, I don't think at this point in time, you don't know.
Yeah, I think Justin Herbert going one off the board. I mean, Burrow he looked nice before he went down, but and Herbert, he did have better weapons around him. You know, don't want to get that twisted. I had Mike Williams, had Keenan Allen, which helps quarterbacks for sure. But yeah, I would have to go Herbert for sure. Defensive rookie of the year. I had Chin. We both had Jay Chin. Nah, you went with Young, right?
Yeah, I had Chase Young.
Yeah. So I figured he'll win it. You know, went number 2 in the draft, and his numbers weren't crazy, but if you watch the film, he dominated. So I'm not mad at that pick. Once again, some DB bias, but Chin did have a phenomenal year.
He did. Man-to-man alum. Shout out to
Man-to-man alum.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chin. Hoosier. He's from Indiana. Kind of an underdog. Got it out the mud. Small school. Went drafted in the second round. Came out bald. Played like 90-some% of snaps. Scored 2 touchdowns in his rookie year, man.
Back to back.
Yeah, back-to-back touchdown. I don't know if I've ever seen that, but two very, very, very good young players who I think will be defensive stars in this league for a long time with Young and Chin. So deserving. I picked my guy Chin, but Young deserved it too. He deserved it.
Yeah, two good young players. So, shit, man. Let's transfer. Let's move over to this Hall of Fame, man. Hall of Fame. A lot of talk on this Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame class of 2021. So we had our first ballot Hall of Famers. We had Peyton Manning.
Yes, sir. No surprise there.
No surprise. Charles Woodson.
No surprise there.
And Calvin Johnson.
A lot of surprise some people. Some people on the fence. That receiver position, I think before him, it was only 6 who went in first ballot. Obviously, he retired early. Tone. I blame that on the Lions. But yeah, I think he deserved it. You can't write. They always say, "Can you write the story of the NFL without a guy?" And even though no Super Bowl rings, not a bunch of playoff success, wide receiver is a very dependent position. I think that's why it's hard for them too. But I don't think you can write the story of NFL without Megatron, man. We played against him. He was different. He was different out there. So I think he deserved the first ballot. What you think about it? I know you were kind of on the fence too. Obviously, we wanted our guy Reggie to get in there, especially with Peyton. But what you thought about Megatron getting in there?
Definitely, he's a Hall of Famer. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. But first ballot, to give him first ballot, it's just that it was just tough for me on first ballot. You know what I mean? Being that and no knock on him. Like I said, he was gonna get in regardless. But I just think it was that receiver position. Some guys that should have got in before he did. You know what I mean? Playing the 8 years and things of that nature. So even on that note, I'm like, okay, well, where's Patrick Willis at? Because
man,
you know what I mean? Like same duration time played in the league. I think he was 7-time first team all pro. You know what I mean? So those are the type of things that I'll just be thinking about when I'm looking at the selections. But again, shout out to Megatron because he was a monster on the field. He was a game wrecker, changed the game. So definitely congrats to him. And to finish out, John Lynch, he made it. Alan Faneca, and then I think the 2 contributors, Drew Pearson.
Drew Pearson got in, and after seeing his, he had a party last year, obviously, and they didn't, he didn't get in. He should have been. He was the only member, I think, of all 70s decade team. Yeah. Once again, receivers, they be doing receivers dirty for some reason. Chris Carter waited too long. T.O. should have been first ballot. Reggie should be in right now. Torrey should be in.
It's crazy. But then even going back on the Megatron, I'm like, I mean, we know why T.O. didn't get in first ballot, but it's like you make him wait. Like,
it was crazy, man. Who else we had? Alan Faneca.
Got in too. Yep. And we missing one though.
John Lynch. You mentioned John Lynch already?
John Lynch. Yep. Alan Faneca. Then Drew Pearson, and then
Bill Nunn and Tom Flores got in as well.
Yeah.
Those two contributors, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So what John Lynch. Now you now we got Leroy Butler. You know, my cousin or uncle or something. I don't know, but he family, you know. I'm gonna just make that up. But Leroy Butler, man, his numbers, you put me on to his numbers, man. His numbers is great. I watched him as a player, very impactful, obviously created the Lambeau Leap too. So I would say he's a contributor to the league as well. But what you thought about Lynch getting in before a guy like Leroy Butler?
Man, I honestly thought it was played a part of them being back in Tampa, the Super Bowls in Tampa. Obviously, you know, John Lynch was a hell of a safety. One of the best. He played, you know, safety on one of the best defenses in NFL history. But Leroy Butler. And for y'all that don't know, y'all go check his stats out. Go look it up.
Somebody throw them stats in here, please.
Go look them up. Go look them up. And again, you know, I just think it's one of them things where, like, what is the prerequisite of, you know, get that nod? Obviously, you know, everybody doesn't know the name, maybe know the name Leroy Butler, like they do John Lynch. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I think he should have got that nod before John Lynch. But no knock. Again, no, it's no hate. John Lynch, you know, I think he was 9-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner. You know, did his thing. He did his thing.
Yeah, like I said, definitely. I feel like all these guys that they make it to that finalist, they all deserve it.
They deserve it. Yeah.
It just comes down to the conversation. Damn, that guy got in before him, or you know, what's the, you know, and sometimes in the selection process, you know, a lot of it goes on behind closed doors. Look at them numbers, man. Let me read these numbers real quick. Shout out to Tom, our producer.
But shit, he still ain't. You got to put the Hey, this is what I want. That's what I want right here.
Wait, who is this? Oh, career
NFL. The 889 tackles, 38 interceptions, 20 and a half sacks, 13 forced fumbles. Like,
Super Bowl champ.
You know what I mean?
4-time first team All-Pro, 1990s All-Decade team.
Like
Green Bay Hall of Famer. Yeah, man. I don't get that one.
Yeah. I mean, but hey, look, I'm putting it. Hey, I'm all about positivity. I'm putting this good shit. I'm putting this good energy in the atmosphere. That boy Leroy Butler, he will get in.
He'll get in. We got to see him get in, man. Freddie Taylor got to get in too.
Freddie T got to get in. And then somebody. So one of my homeboys was like, well, you know, the Super Bowl was in Tampa Bay, got John Lynch in. Super Bowl is in LA.
Everybody loves a good story.
A great story. So Super Bowl is in LA. It could be Troy Holt time next year. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Free Weeze, man. Got to get Reggie in there, man. I wish you'd have went in with Peyton. I mean, that would have been a good story. I love good stories.
Great story.
Louisiana guys. Obviously, Reggie contributed greatly to Peyton. Peyton contributed greatly to, you know, I thought that was a no-brainer, but, you know, what the hell do we know?
Yeah.
I feel like some players should get the votes, too, if you played against these guys.
John Emerson. Hey, look.
Why y'all think AB putting all this positive energy out there, man?
Hey, I'm putting all this positive shit out there, baby.
Yeah. Somebody, throw AB stats in here, man. Let's see AB stats.
No,
AB, man, you know,
but it's a lot of safeties, man. Like even Darren Woodson. Like Darren Woodson doesn't get talked about as much. You still got Rodney Harrison. You got, I would say Rodney Harrison, Darren Woodson, Leroy Butler for sure.
Zach Thomas. I can't leave Zach Thomas.
Zach Thomas definitely need to be in there.
London Fletcher, the Iron Man, he needs more respect too. He should have been in there already.
Should have been in there. Hey, my guy Carlos Dansby. These are names that y'all need to go look up and look at these guys' stats, man. Like
you keep saying you're not a stat guy. You might be a stat guy.
I mean, but at certain positions,
you
at
might be
certain
a stat guy.
at certain positions, hey, you gotta stats. Stats is your body of work.
They matter. They matter.
The stats is your body of work, and when you play in that middle linebacker position, and you got 2,000 tackles and 20 picks, 20 interceptions, that's not being done in the game of football. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
When you're
that's
on the
what.
short list, for sure.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like stats. Like, I think certain positions you got to look at stats and be like, yo, that guy's putting in work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Fact.
that's just where I'm at with it.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. Okay, let's look at AB stats. 1334 tackles, 9.5 sacks, 25 interceptions. That's an elite club right there. 9 forced fumbles, 80 pass defensive touchdown, 1 defensive touchdown. Hey man, them some all stats, man. What was that 1334 when you retired, man? What were you on the list?
Number one.
For safeties?
Oh no! Oh, for safety. Well, I was number one active for safeties. I think I was top 3. I was top 3 in NFL history. I was 19.
Short list.
Yeah, I was 19 all time.
Yeah. That short list. Put some Super Bowl champ too. You know what I mean? Put some respect on my dog name, man. 2-time Walter Payton Man of the Year too. Nominee. Yeah, man. Shout out to Russell Wilson too, winning that Walter Payton Man of the Year. With one of the most prestigious awards you can win as a player. Shout out to Russ and everything he's doing. Shout out to all the nominees, all 32 of them. We had one of them on here, Devin McCourty. Once again, so shout out to Dev and what he's doing up there in the New England area.
You got a Walter Payton Man of the Year award too, right?
Yep, I had one my last year, 2017. So shout out to those guys. Calais actually presented the award to Russell Wilson too. So that was dope, man. So yeah, man, that's a special accomplishment. Shout out to all those guys, man. It's what you do off the field, I believe, makes a greater impact, and it's more important even what you do on the field. So
indeed,
shout out to those guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, appreciate y'all, man. We broke some man-to-man records today.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all being part of that, man.
Hey, look, this is the last Overreaction Monday of the season, man. We definitely loved y'all. Obviously, just being our first season doing this, man. Learning throughout the season along the way. We are going to cook some things up for you. We continue to get this shit going. We love y'all interaction. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
For sure, man. It's been all organic.
All organic
out the mud.
Yeah,
I appreciate y'all, man. We got some things in the works. With some networks and things like that. So it'll be a bigger production next year. But we appreciate y'all. I mean, obviously, we're gonna keep rocking throughout the offseason too. We're gonna talk basketball. We're gonna talk other sports. Obviously, what's going on off the field. The interviews. We're gonna have some insightful interviews with not only players but other contributors. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Defense 101.
Go on.
Can't wait for that. If you follow us going into next year, the conversation you're gonna be having amongst your friends, amongst some family and stuff, like, man, what the hell you learning this shit at? So keep rocking with us, man. Keep rocking with us.
Man, we definitely gonna get my guy up here, man. We'll get Tyrod up here.
For sure. Next, we got to talk about this QB carousel too. Next episode, there's gonna be a lot of QBs moving. Talk about what we think about, obviously, the coach's future at the quarterback position. And all around this league. Appreciate you, Van. Y'all make sure y'all like the stream, follow the channel, all that good shit, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Rod.
Appreciate you. It's my guy. Appreciate you, Rod.
So y'all go. As always, y'all go tap into the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat too, man. Helping us get this thing kicked off. He killing it in the game as well, man. So y'all go tap into Pat show. I'll be on Keith Talib's podcast later on. I'm not sure in the air, but be on there. So y'all stay safe, man. It's all love from this side.
Be good, man.
Be out of here.
Peace.
Do.